Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. During the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown, the original Bloodline got into a brawl with the Bloodline. Initially, Roman Reigns' OG stable seemed to have the upper hand in the ring. However, the tables quickly turned after Bronson Reed showed up and launched an attack on Roman Reigns, revealing himself as the fifth and final member of the Bloodline for War Games. Amid this, fans have been suggesting their theories about how Solo Sikoa could have convinced Big Bronson Reed to join them for the War Games match. However, an old interview clip of Reed has gone viral on social media, which suggests that Paul Heyman might have secretly recruited the Aussie monster to join Solo's stable. In an interview with Chris Van Vliet earlier this year, Bronson Reed revealed he is now focused on being in the main event. He mentioned that he was closely working with Hunter, Triple H, and, importantly, Paul Heyman. He also praised the Hall of Famer for his extraordinary expertise in professional wrestling and said that Heyman had taught him a lot. After Bronson's attack, Roman Reigns tried reaching out to Paul Heyman. However, he was unable to reach him because his phone was out of service. In a shocking twist, the ECW legend could turn heel on the original tribal chief. What did Paul Heyman say on his WWE return? While talking to Sam Roberts about his WWE return at Fanatics Fest NYC, Paul Heyman revealed he would return when needed and wants to make a meaningful comeback rather than an irrelevant one. It goes back to saying winning and losing matters, and by orders of the tribal chief, when I come back to television, if I come back when I do, that moment is going to set up a year's worth of storylines. I will come back when it's relevant for me to come back, when I'm needed to come back, when I can add to Roman Reigns and not just ride his coattails and hang off his glory, Paul Heyman said. It will be interesting to find out what plans the Wiseman, Paul Heyman, has in store and why his phone number was out of service. Paul Heyman is no stranger to weaving intricate narratives and making surprising alliances. As the special counsel to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, his ability to play chess while others play checkers has long kept fans on edge. But with Roman Reigns taking a hiatus and Solo Sikoa holding the weight of the Bloodline's dominance on his shoulders, speculation has surged about a new recruit, Bronson Reed. Could Heyman have secretly brought the Australian powerhouse into the fold to fortify Solo's position? Let's dive into the clues that suggest Bronson Reed may be the newest enforcer in this ever-evolving story. Clue number 1. Paul Heyman's cryptic conversations backstage. In recent weeks, sharp-eyed fans have spotted Paul Heyman in hushed conversations backstage with various superstars. While this isn't unusual for Heyman, whose fingerprints seem to be everywhere, one particular exchange with Bronson Reed caught the WWE Universe's attention. During a SmackDown episode, a brief camera shot showed Heyman speaking with Reed in a corner. While the audio was conveniently muted, their body language was telling. Heyman appeared animated, gesturing as if making an offer, while Reed nodded thoughtfully. Adding to the intrigue, Heyman was later seen whispering to Solo Sikoa in the same episode. Could he have been discussing his pitch to Reed and gauging Solo's reaction? Clue number 2. Bronson Reed's new aggression. Bronson Reed has always been a force of nature, but his recent matches have showcased an even more brutal and focused edge. On a recent Raw, Reed dismantled Chad Gable in dominant fashion, showing no remorse as he left the former Olympian writhing in pain. This newfound aggression mirrors the ruthless mindset that has defined the Bloodline under Roman Reigns' leadership. Furthermore, Reed's in-ring demeanor now carries an air of strategic precision, something that aligns perfectly with Paul Heyman's influence. The timing of this shift raises eyebrows, especially as Solo Sikoa has been positioned as the Bloodline's lone warrior in Roman's absence. Could Heyman have instilled this new aggression in Reed to prepare him for a role alongside Solo? Clue number 3. Solo Sikoa's unspoken connection with Reed. Solo Sikoa and Bronson Reed have crossed paths in the past, notably during their brief interactions in multi-man matches. While these encounters were short-lived, fans couldn't help but notice the mutual respect between the two powerhouses. In one memorable moment during a battle royal, the two locked eyes after eliminating a common rival. Instead of clashing, they turned their attention to others, as if silently acknowledging a shared understanding. If Heyman were looking to recruit someone to stand beside Solo, Reed would be a logical choice. Both men share a no-nonsense attitude and an affinity for destruction. With Jey Uso defecting to Raw and Jimmy Uso embroiled in personal conflicts, Solo needs an ally who can match his intensity, and Reed fits the bill. Clue number 4. Heyman's teasing social media activities. Paul Heyman is a master of using social media to drop breadcrumbs for the WWE Universe. Recently, he posted a cryptic tweet featuring a photo of a chessboard with the caption, "The next move defines the game." While the tweet didn't explicitly mention Bronson Reed or Solo Sikoa, fans were quick to speculate that it hinted at a new addition to the bloodline. Adding fuel to the fire, Bronson Reed posted a photo of himself standing in front of a Samoan tribal mural on Instagram just days later. The caption? "Power recognizes power." The coincidence was too striking to ignore. Clue number 5. The need for reinforcement. Roman Reigns' absence has left the bloodline in a vulnerable position. While Solo Sikoa has proven himself as a dominant enforcer, he cannot take on the entire locker room alone. Paul Heyman, ever the strategist, would recognize the need to strengthen the group's ranks. Recruiting Bronson Reed would not only provide Solo with backup, but also send a message to potential challengers that the bloodline is far from finished. Moreover, Reed's addition could serve as a countermeasure against factions like the Judgment Day or alliances forming to challenge the bloodline's supremacy. With Reed's size, strength, and ability to obliterate opponents, he would be a game-changer in any feud. Potential storyline implications. If Bronson Reed does join forces with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, the storytelling possibilities are endless. One potential angle could see Reed officially debut as a bloodline member by ambushing a high-profile rival, such as Cody Rhodes or LA Knight. This would instantly establish Reed's allegiance and elevate him to a main event level. Alternatively, Reed could serve as a wild card, operating in the shadows until Heyman reveals his master plan. Imagine the shockwaves if Reed cost Jey Uso a critical match or destroyed a returning Roman Reigns challenger on Heyman's orders. Reed's addition could also pave the way for fresh rivalries within WWE. A clash between the Bloodline and a team like the Brawling Brutes or Imperium would be electrifying, with Reed and Solo serving as an unstoppable force. Counterarguments and skepticism. Of course, not everyone is convinced that Bronson Reed is destined to join the Bloodline. Some fans argue that Reed's character thrives on being a lone wolf and that aligning with a faction could dilute his identity. Others point out that Reed has shown no overt allegiance to Samoan culture, which has been a cornerstone of the Bloodline's narrative. However, it's worth noting that the Bloodline has evolved beyond its original parameters. With Paul Heyman at the helm, the group's focus has shifted to dominance and strategy, making it plausible for a non-Samoan powerhouse like Reed to join. Conclusion: is Reed the missing piece? While WWE has yet to confirm any alliance between Bronson Reed and the Bloodline, the clues are compelling. Paul Heyman's cryptic backstage dealings, Reed's newfound aggression, and the undeniable chemistry between Reed and Solo Sikoa suggest that something is brewing. If Reed does become the newest member of the Bloodline, it would mark a bold new chapter for the faction and set the stage for unforgettable storylines. Until then, fans will continue to analyze every promo, backstage segment, and social media post for more hints. As always, Paul Heyman's mantra holds true: the wise man plays the long game. Whether Reed is already in play or merely a piece on the horizon, one thing is certain: the Bloodline story is far from over.